Hi everyone, Shai here. I hope all of you are doing good. Welcome to another new video. Imagine a vessel that could silently slip beneath the waves and unleash unimaginable power. Submarines so advanced, they could change the course of history in just moments. From nuclear giants capable of erasing entire cities to stealth machines designed to disappear without a trace, these underwater beasts are some of the deadliest creations ever built. Join us as we dive into the world of the craziest submarines that could destroy the world in an instant. Number 1. Yasen-Class Submarine. Yasen-class submarines with the Russian Navy are believed to be the least detectable or quietest among both Russian and Chinese nuclear submarines. However, they certainly have nothing on U.S. submarines. These are nuclear-powered cruise missile submarines built for the Russian Navy, with work on their design starting in the 1980s. The very first one was built between the 1990s and early 2010s and was finally commissioned in 2013. Two shorter versions were commissioned in 2021, and it is believed that another 6 are still under construction. According to some sources, the submarine's design is state-of-the-art. They are believed to have anti-submarine missiles, land attack cruise missiles, and anti-ship missiles. Each submarine can carry up to 32 anti-ship cruise missiles. The Yasen-Class Submarine is also the first Russian submarine equipped with a spherical sonar, along with cylindrical, flank, and towed arrays. Let's not forget the nuclear reactor. These are the first submarines to have a fourth-generation nuclear reactor with a 25 to 30-year core life that doesn't require refueling. According to U.S. Naval Forces Europe Commander Admiral Fogo, Yasen-class submarines are extremely quiet, a crucial factor in submarine warfare. They can travel at 20 knots quietly, matching the U.S. Seawolf-class submarine, though they are inferior to the Virginia-class, which can travel at 25 knots. Number 2. Borei-Class Submarine. Borei-class submarines are nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines built for the Russian Navy to replace Soviet-era submarines. While smaller than previous classes, they are still formidable. Each one costs approximately $730 million to build and spans 557 feet. They are powered by a nuclear reactor, pump jet, and steam turbine. Once submerged to a depth of 1,300 feet, they can travel at 29 knots and have an unlimited range, limited only by food supplies. A lot of thought went into making this class special. The compact and hydrodynamically efficient hull reduces broadband noise and incorporates the first-ever pump jet propulsion system in Russian nuclear submarines. In terms of weaponry, they carry 16 ballistic missiles with 6 warheads each, 8 torpedo tubes, and 6 external tubes for anti-submarine and anti-ship missiles. Messing with them would be a big mistake. Currently, there are 2 versions of the Borei-class, Project 955A and Project 955B. The first version features significant structural changes, such as different sail geometry, moving rudders, and vertical end plates. The second version includes a new water jet propulsion system, advanced noise reduction technology, and an upgraded hull. Number 3. Ohio-Class Submarine. If you've ever wondered what the most destructive weapon class is, just ask the U.S. Navy. They might tell you it's the 14 Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines prowling the oceans. These submarines can carry more than half of the entire U.S. nuclear arsenal. Each one is capable of carrying 24 Trident II submarine-launched ballistic missiles, which can be fired from over 7,000 miles away. Upon re-entry into the atmosphere, these missiles split into 8 vehicles, each equipped with a nuclear warhead of 100 or 475 kilotons. If you doubt their power, consider this: a full round from one Ohio-class submarine could release 192 nuclear warheads, enough to devastate 24 countries. The Ohio-class submarines maintain cruising speeds of 20 knots, produce minimal noise, and can release their warheads in less than a minute. It's no wonder they're so expensive. Each submarine cost $2 billion in the late 1990s, equivalent to about $3.18 billion in 2021 dollars. Before moving on to the next point, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you all to my merchandise. You can support my content by getting your favorite products from my store or by simply joining my channel. Your support means a lot to me. Now, let's get back to the video. Number 4. Yasen-Class Submarine. If you thought Ohio-class submarines were unbeatable, think again. The U.S. Navy is already working on the next generation of attack submarines believed to be the deadliest in the world, known as the Yasen-Class. These submarines are expected to have superior weapon payloads, quieting technologies never seen before, and longer service lives. They might even feature advanced communication networks, new weapons, and undersea attack drones, making them a true submarine on steroids. The U.S. Navy has not yet named the class officially, so they are currently referred to as SSN-X. The chief executive of one of the vendors working on its nuclear propulsion suggests it will be a large submarine, perhaps in the same size class as the Columbia-class. However, bigger doesn't mean easier to detect. Rumor has it that the SSN-X might be the stealthiest and most lethal submarine ever built. It will succeed the already powerful Virginia-class and Seawolf-class attack submarines. It's important to note that the SSN-X program is still in its early development stages. There are plans to have them built by 2031 and in service by 2043. By then, other naval forces may have caught up, but for now, it looks like they will set the new standard. Number 5. Sierra-Class Submarine. Sierra-class submarines are nuclear-powered attack submarines operated by the Russian Navy but were originally intended for the Soviet Navy. They feature titanium pressure hulls, which allow them to dive to greater depths than other submarines. These hulls also reduce radiated noise levels and increase resistance to torpedo attacks. The latest submarine in the Sierra class, known as Sierra II, was developed for U.S. nuclear submarine search and destroy missions. It has improved sonar and quieting technology while being able to dive deeper than many American submarines. As far as armaments go, both Sierra I and Sierra II are impressive. Sierra I has 2 torpedo tubes, while Sierra II has 4. Both versions are equipped with anti-submarine weapons and torpedoes. Additionally, they can carry 42 mines instead of torpedoes. These submarines can dive down to 2,460 feet, though they typically operate at 1,706 feet. Each submarine can carry a crew of 61 men and measures 364 feet in length. Number 6. Akula-Class Submarine. Ever wondered what kind of submarine could potentially end life on Earth? The Akula class might be it. Armed with 200 missiles, these submarines are capable of unfathomable destruction. Initially, 8 Akula-class submarines were planned, but only 6 were ever built. The Russian Navy inherited them from the Cold War. Fortunately for any country at odds with Russia, only one remains in service, Dmitry Donskoy. This vessel is believed to serve as a trial submarine for developing the new RSM-56 Bulava missile. Describing Akula submarines as terrifying weapons would be an understatement. There's a reason they were named after sharks. At their peak, they could destroy up to 200 targets with warheads 6 times more powerful than those dropped on Hiroshima. Akula-class submarines were designed to form the backbone of the Soviet Union's nuclear deterrence sea forces. The Soviet Union knew the U.S. Navy was building its Ohio-class submarine fleet, which would be 564 feet long and capable of carrying 192 nuclear warheads. The Soviets needed to respond with something better, and they did. They considered every possible scenario. For example, they anticipated the need for air and naval force protection and thus required the ability to launch missiles close to the Soviet Union operating north of the Arctic Circle. Given the harsh conditions of the Arctic, they developed reinforced hulls to break through polar ice, shielded propellers to avoid ice damage, and large reserve buoyancy to surface through ice. They also developed a revolutionary nuclear-tipped missile. This missile was 50 feet long, weighed 84 tons, and had a range of 4,480 nautical miles, enough to strike any part of the continental United States from Arctic strongholds. Number 7. Oscar. Russia's Oscar-class submarine is built for one purpose and one purpose only: to kill aircraft carriers. The Soviet Navy developed the Granite-class nuclear-powered cruise missile submarines, known to NATO as Oscar-class, specifically to combat NATO aircraft carriers. These massive submarines entered service in 1980 and were among the largest in service until the U.S. Navy introduced the Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines. All Oscar-class submarines are equipped with 24 Granite cruise missile launchers, 6 torpedo tubes, and a 341-mile range. They feature double hull construction, consisting of an inner pressure hull and an outer hydrodynamic hull. The space between the two provides exceptional buoyancy and improved survivability against torpedo attacks. The submarine's weak magnetic signature also helps prevent detection in the water. In terms of naval technology, the Oscar class boasts several advanced features, including 2 periscopes, a radar mast, and satellite communication masts. It is also equipped with floating antenna buoys that can receive radio messages and satellite navigation signals channels, even under ice or at great depths. Due to limited funding, only 5 Oscar-class submarines remain in service within the Pacific and Northern fleets. One is currently under repair, and another was tragically lost in the Barents Sea in 2000, with all hands on board, a disaster that remains one of the worst submarine tragedies in Russian history. So, that was all for today. I hope you have watched the video up to this timestamp. Make sure to press the like button if it amazed you. Press the subscribe button if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, as it's totally free. You can follow me on all social media platforms. All links are given in the description. You can also watch other cool stuff. The playlist link is also mentioned in the description. I will catch you up soon in the next video. Till then, peace out.